All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, I want to do a quick video. Let me actually pull it up. Slacky, I know I got that that little recording screen going. All right, so this is a video by a page that I watch sometimes. Recently, I started watching him. It's an Edomite prepper guy. He's up in Maine. All right, so he's up in the sticks, you know, and you know, he's a prepper guy. You know what I'm saying? So his page is called Modern Exodus 26, which that's pretty funny, you know, kind of spiritual, right? Because us Hebrew Israelites of the hopefully elect, you know, we're really getting ready for the actual modern Exodus, you know, the actual second Exodus out of spiritual Sodom and Egypt, you know, when Yahweh Shai comes back, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, so excuse me. So yeah, man, so we're gonna let this video play. All right, he basically talks about how you know, how things are not looking good for Babylon the Great, man. All right, and that's it, you know. So we're gonna let this play. This is fair use, and then we're gonna grab these scriptures, all right, as they come up. So all right, so fair use, not making any money off of this. All right, so let's let it play.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by. I was reading through a lot of comments on some of the shorts that I've uploaded recently, as well as some of the videos, and I saw it's somewhat of a common theme among quite a few of them, not all of them, but quite a few, and that is people feeling a sense of urgency. And I did a video a little while back where I was asking people, you know, if they felt a sense of urgency. And, you know, a lot of people commented, yes, they absolutely do. And one of the things I'm seeing is people commenting that they do, but they're also saying why. And it's not just some gut feeling out of the blue. You know, it's not just something that you know, that they just think something's gonna happen, so they have this feeling like they need to prepare and there's some impending situation. People are paying attention and they see what has been happening for the last several years, and they're questioning how much longer is it going to go on for?
Slakia.
What else is going to happen? Because we've certainly seen a lot of things that really couldn't have been predicted. And what is the impact going to be on our lives? What are we going to have to deal with next? And I feel that as well. Again, I'm not about doom porn. I'm not about panicking. But I think that if you use some common sense, use some logic, and you look at the facts, I think you can flesh out that we're not in a good situation. It's just getting worse.
Nope.
And not that you need it, but some of you might. Let me talk about just a few things here. We just had an inflation number come out, 3.8% year after year for April. 3.8%. That's one of the highest inflation rates that we've had in probably 3 years. And that's not good. We've been dealing with inflation, and I firmly believe that the inflation rates are understated. I think they're much higher than that, and I think most people would agree. And that doesn't count some things, some necessities that people have to purchase and deal with. So
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, a brother could put it in the comment section if he wants. you know, the when they do the inflation numbers, they're not like, I think they're just taking the average of certain goods. I think it's like a loaf of bread, a dozen eggs, you know, stuff like that. For different like household items, they'll do that, and then they'll do like I think like the cost of like certain other things that are not household items. You know, I'm not 100% certain on it, but of course that's like a Google search away. But yeah, they're not including every last item, you know, when they do these inflation numbers, you see. So it's not like, yeah, you know, there's room for error, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, everybody's feeling that pinch, man. Everybody's feeling the squeeze. So I mean, I'm not, you know, an economist, but it's got to be pretty damn bad, right? You know. So anyway, Salaki, I just wanted to throw that in there.
It's a piece of the puzzle as to why life in America continues to get more difficult. There's a growing division within the population that is undeniable. And, you know, I can remember back in the 90s and 2000s when, you know, you had, usually it was two sides to every issue. But oftentimes those two sides were actually pretty close in their opinion compared to today. Now, today, you could have an issue and have 5 or 6 sides, and they're way far away from each other. That's how much division and disagreement that we have in America, and an extreme division. This situation with fuel and gas, and I should have brought this up before, but diesel. There's a difference between diesel and gas, and I had kind of lumped them up together. That's my fault, not being specific enough. Because diesel is what is critically important for the shipping industry, among other industries. Diesel is incredibly important. But anyways, this situation that's going on, again, it's not fantasy.
Nope.
It's not emotion.
Yeah.
You can look up the facts. You can go look at the strategic oil reserves for the United States, for Japan, for different countries, and see that they are being depleted. Some countries faster than others. You can get online and look up and see what our oil consumption is. You know, oil's used for the gasoline and for diesel. You can look at what our consumption is, how much of that we actually process in the United States, how much we make, how much we pump out of the ground, how much do we need from other countries, and you can see there's a deficit. And with the Strait of Hormuz being closed and continues to be closed, that it's a mathematical equation that we are going to have shortages.
Yep.
I don't see how we can get around this. And again, I'm not saying that we're going to run out. We're going to run out of fuel. And,
we are. It's going to happen. All right. It's going to be worse than what you devils, want to admit. You know, the scripture says, and that's assuming this guy's even an Edomite. I think he is. I don't really think he's a Jake, but whatever. Anyways, these Edomites don't want to admit that it's going to get way, way worse than it really is, but we have a more sure word of prophecy, all right? And the scripture says in 2 Ezra 6:22 that suddenly shall the full storehouses appear empty. That's what? That's your Costco's, BJ's, right? Acme, Stop and Shop, ShopRite, all right? All these... all these grocery stores, all these chains, right? All these, retailers, warehouses, everything of that nature, you see, is gonna... I'm sorry, give me one fucking second. This motherfucker, man. I'm sorry, Salakia. Asshole, man. Man, my bad, yo. Let me chill out. Salakia for that. So anyways, these storehouses, man, they're going to be found empty. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, it's going to be like that. It's going to be shortages. It's going to be supply chain collapse. It's going to be, you know what I'm saying? Just not having stuff on the shelves. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, and then the scripture says also in 2nd Ezra 15, it speaks about how men are going to be invading one another, meaning invading one another's homes, right, with the sword, which is the gun, to steal their bread and their supplies, roughly paraphrasing. So it's going to get like that, man, So these people that are prepping, I mean, it's not a bad idea, but it's not going to save you. Okay, you have to be an Israelite first and foremost. Then you have to be one of the elect of the Lord in order to get delivered from these days. Okay. Anything else? All these preppers, these heathens that are prepping, and these 2/3 that are prepping, they're really laying that up for the elect. And the Lord is going to guide them to these, bunkers and stash houses or whatever, where they got all these supplies. When shit hits the fan. So let's let it keep playing.
Everybody's just going to stay at home. We have no gas, no diesel. What I'm suggesting is that we are going to have shortages and price increases. So are we going to have, for an average in the United States, $5 a gallon? We're not that far from that now.
Nope.
$6, $7, $8 a gallon? I think that's very possible. But time's going to tell. The other thing that I see with a lot of the comments that I'm reading on my videos, as well as some videos from other channels, is just an absolute complete distrust of government. Now you're probably saying, well, duh, that's nothing new. And I would agree with that. However, I think that the level of distrust is just at an all-time high.
Yep.
And it's on all sides.
Well, that's these Schmepstein smiles, all right? You know what I'm talking about? Obviously, you brothers obviously know what I'm talking about, but the Schmepstein smiles with Schmeffrey Schmepstein. The Apostle Paul said, then shall that wicked be revealed, all right? The wicked being the Edomites, the so-called white man, all right? This wickedness within their government structure, right? Babylon the Great, their cash cow, so to speak, right? They got all these, and it's all of them. It's all these devils that are in high positions. They all do shit like this. They all they're all into PDF fileism. They're all into child sacrifice. They're all into blood sacrifice. They're all into worshiping Moloch and these idols and these demons. You know what I'm saying? And now it's being exposed. How can you trust that? How can you trust a sick demon like that? You know what I'm saying? So of course there's no trust for the government, and that's going to create that instability. The scripture also says in 2nd Ezra's 15 that they shall not regard their kings nor princes, meaning what? The government, essentially, the governing powers, your presidents, mayors, governors, all the way down to your local police officer. Nobody's going to trust them. Nobody's going to obey them. It also says that the course of their actions shall stand in their power, meaning whatever you do, that's going to be in your power, meaning complete anarchy. All right. So let's let this keep playing.
There's just an incredible amount of distrust in government, in Congress, in the Supreme Court, in state governments, in local governments, all the way through. There are a lot of people that just distrust government. And on top of that, almost every other entity of organization, such as church. There's a ton of people that distrust church. Now, maybe they like the church they go to, but every other church, no. The level of inconsistency and hypocrisy when it comes to that is something else. But, you know, you see within Christians, and I'm a Christian, you see within Christians people fighting over different ideologies, small little differences, at least what I consider small, between one church and another church, when they really should be unified and they should be joining forces for good, for all that they have in common. But yet that's not what happens. In addition, corporations. You know, there used to be, I can remember growing up, you know, maybe I'm just an old man, and those were different times. Well, there's no doubt they were different times back then.
Yep.
But I remember growing up, and you had companies, Procter and Gamble, you had Johnson & Johnson, probably GE, Kraft, Bayer. You had some of these companies that just had, I know I'm leaving some out, Kmart. I'll throw Kmart out there. Some of these, and there was also a restaurant called Shoney's, Quincy Steakhouse. These were companies that people had a lot of respect for and love for it, that they looked at. These were all American companies. I know Bayer's background, but a lot of people didn't. And these were all American companies that they looked at and trusted their products. Tylenol. You know, these are things that people believed in. Now, I can't think of a single company out there that people look at and go, you know, I really respect that company. I respect what they do, the products that they make. You know, they're good to their employees. I mean, look at Amazon. There's horror stories about their employees. And how much of it's true, I don't know.
Shit, probably all of it.
But so, you know, you got government, you got all just an incredible amount of division within the populace, and then people not trusting almost anything, including the news media. And I know that's another one. Yeah. That's probably like, you know, no kidding. Nobody trusts the news. Well, it used to be that they did. I can remember watching Walter Cronkite. It's a long time ago. I watched black and white TV back then. Dan Rather. I mean, some of these guys, Peter Jennings, that you would watch and you listened and you believed. You believed what they had to say, and you felt that journalism was something that was a higher calling. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not at all. So people are out there going through life, and for the last several years, quite a few years, we're getting lied to every time we turn around. We're getting screwed royally with our income and our lack of purchasing power. I mean, not only are you having inflation, but then you have shrinkflation. So you go and you buy a DiGiorno's pizza, but it's 3 ounces smaller. The price has gone up, and they're giving you less. I see it in restaurants. You go buy, you know, you go out to eat, you're spending $20 for a meal, and you get it, and you're like, wait a minute. I'm not getting what I used to get. You know, the pancakes at IHOP used to be bigger. What's going on here? Excuse me. And this just remains. It remains a challenging time, and people are frustrated and they're angry. They're disgruntled, and I don't blame them. But what this leads to and the reason I started this video out with this feeling. Are you feeling a sense of urgency to prepare? Do you believe that we have much more challenging times coming? Not just a continuation of what we're doing now and what we're going through, what so many people are going through. Some people, are doing great, but a lot of people aren't. And I think that pool of people that aren't is spreading. It's getting bigger.
Yeah, and I just want to say all this stuff that he's talking about, there's no more companies that you can trust, and there's no more, you can't trust the media now, and nobody, has like, respect for these companies, whoop-de-whoop, yada yada. That's basically Isaiah the 19th chapter. I believe it is the 3rd verse, I want to say, where the Most High said that the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. That Egypt is talking about America, man. All right, so that rah-rah, gung-ho American spirit is out the window. All right, that spirit of, America is too big to fail. America nothing will ever go wrong. I sit a queen and I'm no widow, right? That whole spirit of America being like indestructible and perfect and upright, which it never was, of course, that spirit is gone, man, don't cut me off, man. Okay. Slakia. All right. Yeah. So we'll let the rest of this play. Pretty much at my destination right now. All right. So, all right.
You tell me in the comments, what do you think? You think it's getting worse? Do you think it's going to get better anytime soon? I'm telling you right now, I think it's going to get worse. And, I'm not making predictions other than I think it's going to get worse. I think inflation's going to keep happening. Shrinkflation's going to keep happening. Division is going to increase. And I can't get much more specific than that, because my batting average for making specific predictions is 0. I've been 100% wrong. So I just wanted to share that, and comment below. What do you think? What do you think is going to be happening over the rest of 2026?
Shit, and Lord willing, it's going to hit the fan, man. Lord willing, it's going to hit the fan in 2026, man. All right. All right, thank you. All right. Slakia. So yeah, Lord's will, the Most High is going to have SHTF happen and get us up out of here. All right. Soon after that, you know what I'm saying? Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, roughly paraphrasing Matthew's the 24th chapter. All right. So yeah, hey, I hope that was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom.